Welcome to the Shed Geek podcast, where we discuss sheddy stuff. Hello, Shed Geeks. I'm your host, Shannon Latham.
And I'm your co-host, Kyle Summers. Here at the Shed Geek podcast, we give you information you can use
and entertainment you need. Back in the studio.
Ah, feels nice, doesn't it?
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah, I like it.
Got some stuff coming up. That's cool.
We do. I'm excited, man. This whole thing is exciting. Everything about it.
It's been like what have you taken away from it, like so far? I mean, it's short. We're just talking about a month in, but I mean, what do you...
It's been 30 days,
yeah.
But just the overall reaction, the overall, like, we haven't had anyone say anything bad about it. Maybe they're just not saying anything. But had one guy say that the woo was too loud, but that's cool. Woo!
Woo! He was talking about your woo.
He was.
Not my woo.
Yeah, your woo's terrible at the end. But no, the outpouring of, like, love almost. I mean, it's just people.
Support.
Yeah, it's been great. Like, industry specific, outside of industry. Like, we've had people listen to it that aren't even in the shed industry that say, I don't even like care about sheds, but I like this podcast. You know what I mean? So it's really,
that's the
really
human
cool
element that you get to bring to it. And I think that's probably our favorite part, because you don't have to hide behind like an agenda. You don't have to hide behind a character in particular. I mean, this is just who we are.
Mm-hmm.
So if you just put out who you are, I always say everybody always has like a built-in BS meter.
Yeah.
You know, and it goes off whenever you're not being completely transparent or honest. So like, transparency's never failed me to just say, hey, this is who I am, and you like that person or don't like that person, but it's at least who I am. It's who I'm going to be. And,
we've even had people, like our mugs here, man, like,
yes,
really cool guys at Friendly City Creative. Jason
Eby.
Yeah, man. Sent us those because he's a fan of the show and just wanted to, like, send us some stuff and have us give him a shout out.
Does this make us influencers officially? Is this the life of an influencer?
Yeah, I'm pretty
right
sure
now?
we got free stuff, right? For just saying Friendly City Creative.
Friendly City Creative.
I think if we say it more and more, we get free stuff, like more free stuff.
If we say Friendly City Creative, we get
with
free
Jason
stuff?
Eby. Yeah,
with
I think
Jason
so.
Eby?
If you say Friendly City Creative, you get a lot of
perfect.
You get a lot of free stuff.
We'll be sure to say it more often then.
I think we should.
Show.
Yeah.
What do we say again?
I think it's Friendly City Creative.
Are you going to say it wrong here in a minute?
I know. We got to stop.
I messed up your name. I was trying to shamelessly promote your product for the free gift that we appreciate so much.
No, but they did the mugs. They did little coasters. We don't have that with us. You haven't even seen the coaster yet, have you?
I haven't seen the coaster.
It's really, really cool. They do a lot of different things. The ID tags.
Hear that,
for
Jason?
buildings.
I don't get the free stuff. Only Kyle gets the free stuff.
And send it to my house.
They do a cool logo on the bottom. That's
Yeah.
cool too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like what they're doing. Thank you guys.
Yes.
We appreciate that. If you guys are looking for, some type of branding, be sure to reach out to the guys at where, Kyle?
I believe it's Friendly City Creative.
I just want you to mess up just once.
It's such a shameless plug.
That's okay. Thank you guys. We appreciate
it's
it.
for a good cause.
So,
I like those guys.
Yeah, what I've taken away is I really love our hosting site.
Yeah.
It gives us a lot of information, and that's really, really I don't know what type of devices people are using. By the way, what's your guess? I'll tell you. What % of the population listens on their phones? They listen on mobile phones.
90%.
Yes,
Is
90%.
it really? I haven't seen that one.
Yeah. One person's listening on a smart TV, so I'm really impressed by that.
Please let us know who that is.
And guess how many countries we've actually reached in 1 month?
How many?
9
countries.
9 different countries. 96% from the United States, but
That's
we
cool.
have 13 listeners in Dublin.
Really?
Which is not too far from I I just did our ancestry.com thing.
You're basically from there, right?
And yeah, I'm basically, so I'm going to
your
go
ancestors.
to Dublin. So whenever whoever's listening from Dublin, whenever we get to do our world tour or AKA vacation,
Yeah.
at some
When we
point
take
where
our
we get
podcast equipment with us, our world tour.
our world
We
tour,
had to pay for that.
we're going to come to Dublin.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And
That'd
that would be
cool.
super cool.
I saw that we had some in England, right? Like
Yeah.
Great Britain
Yeah.
area. Canada, we had quite a few in
It's
Canada.
our second most followed country.
Like that's awesome.
Canadian bacon.
That's awesome, But yeah, we've been in over like close to 400 different cities, and like it's mind blowing the response that we've gotten so far.
Which state do we have the most listeners?
Oh, Ohio.
Yeah, the Buckeye State.
That's right. Way to go.
You're listening.
Go Buckeyes.
We appreciate you guys. Columbus area and all about. Certainly appreciate you guys.
I know
listening.
that Lancaster we had a bunch in
Lancaster?
Lancaster.
Yeah.
We had a bunch there. So I would have said close would be Pennsylvania, but
Atlanta. Yeah.
Atlanta, Georgia. Shout out to
A lot
Atlanta.
of people listening.
That's weird.
In Atlanta, yeah. 44 states right now is what I figured up the other day.
That's cool.
So we have 6 states that we're not reaching, and they're all new states. New Hampshire, New Mexico.
Come on, guys. Like what's going on in all the new states?
I don't know. Old school has
Yeah.
got it figured out. But the new states, I'm not sure.
Is there an Old Hampshire? It's not, is there? Like, why is it considered New Hampshire? It's weird. That's
I don't know.
comment for another day, I guess. But
New.
yeah, and it's seriously, it might come across as we're bragging. We're not bragging.
No,
I promise.
not at
Like
all. We're
we are
blown away. We're overwhelmed.
We are dumbfounded at the response that we've seen, and like we can't thank everyone in the industry enough. Like it's been crazy.
I think it's the right timing.
Yeah.
I think me and you talk about the word timing a lot, and I think the industry was just ready for something like this. And like I think we were just probably rehearsing for this and not knowing that. You know, that's something that the Lord puts together in a way, like all the car rides, all the laughs and jokes and cut-ups in this office and others that me and you just do, and build this natural rapport between each other's friends. And I think we were sort of like casting for this and had no idea.
Yeah.
And then the Lord put it together, and in the right timing, it showed up and people have responded. So 1,500 downloads.
Yeah,
at this
close
point.
to 1,600 today.
And we were going to try to get 100 to 300 for the year.
That was our goal, which we talked to, different people, and everyone thought that was a good goal, 100 to 300 downloads in a year. And that was what our, for the year, for 12 months, that's what we were hoping for. And in the first episode we did more than that, and it was just
and adding shows.
Yeah.
Like we talked about 12 at first, went to 26. Now we're seeing where, maybe we just need to, I think people are they're really tuning in because they're part of the shed industry. They want to be informed about what's going on, and they want to be entertained. But I think just listening to a couple of guys talking about real life too, like we throw in bits and pieces. You heard from the Gideon Zook, interview. You heard from the Richard Miller episode. That it's just real life for us. I mean, this is just who we are, what we do. We're going to talk about those things. We've got part 1 as we're recording this right now. We got part 1 out of Tyler Mahan, and part 2 comes out tomorrow.
Yep. By the time this airs, it'll already have, came out. We got who's coming up, Shannon?
We got Charles Hutchins, the shed coach.
Yeah.
Shed and Carport Pro. I went down. So I stopped while I was in Elizabethtown, and I met Charles because we hadn't actually met yet. We've talked several times, but we hadn't met. Me and him have the exact identical desk, the same one that's in this office.
Really?
He has. His office actually reminded me of mine, only mine's maybe a little bit creepier.
Yeah, yours is weird.
He has I have some things over here that says, like I love Jesus and things like that, but I draw, and I tend to draw some creepy characters and things like that. But
usually self-portraits.
I do have the Monopoly Man. I don't know if you noticed.
Oh, right there.
I got Johnny Cash. Yeah, self-portrait. I got Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I also have Beetlejuice and Edward Scissorhands, so that's kind of creepy. And anyway, his had like these really nice posters and really organized like type of guy. And whenever I showed up, I just loved his energy, fed off of him. So he's going to be on the show. We got Jason Graber, of Shed Suite, coming up.
Yeah, he'll be coming up. Jason's a really good dude, and what they're doing for the industry is, at Shed Suite is needed. And I know there's other programs out there that do, and we'd love to talk to them as well. But we got to meet Jason at the bash.
At the bash.
Well, I guess we've met him before that, but
yeah,
he sat down with us at the bash, and no, it was a good conversation. We talked a lot about. He's a busy guy right now because, so
industry's definitely becoming more tech advanced in many ways. I loved what Richard said. Do you go back and listen to the show?
Yes.
I do. I've become a fan.
I'm probably 1,000 of our downloads. I'm just kidding.
I went back and I actually listened to the show, and I love what Richard said. There was a couple things that he said that I really took away that I loved. But real early in the interview, he said something about the maturation.
Yeah.
Am I saying that right?
Maturation. Yes.
I feel like I just got married.
He created a new word.
I'm not sure. I feel like that's what they say whenever you get married.
The maturation. Yes.
So yeah, he said, the industry is maturing into, and we were like humbled to hear him say that like we're a result of that.
Yeah.
Like a podcast about the shed industry because of the, maturity of the industry. So I took that away. Matt Weaver. We've got him coming up, Mott's.
Good old Mott's Weaver.
Did you see the picture on Facebook of him and Jason?
Gosh, you guys are creepy.
That's so weird.
Freaky look. Like man, you twins. Look just alike. Yeah.
Like twins.
Matt looks, when we interviewed him, he had a lot more hair than that picture.
Yeah.
His head was shaved.
Well, and Jason had like the cool Terminator.
Yeah, like Jason looked cooler than Matt. I'm going to be honest with you. Matt was like... I'm going to leave it alone.
Yeah,
I don't know Matt too well.
It's going to be like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
It seems like he's got like such a really good attitude. You ever notice he's like super positive on Facebook?
He is.
On like everything he says.
Super positive and super sarcastic, which I like.
Good combination.
That is my, that's in my wheelhouse right there.
Well, so we've had good feedback. And let's be clear, like you said, overwhelming feedback, humbling. Not bragging in any way, because for us it's been like, whoa, what do we do with this newfound thing? We've had companies reach out to us about sponsorship, offering sponsorship, and like
it's crazy.
So we were like,
something at the beginning
we talked about.
Yeah, we talked about, but it wasn't necessarily we never
like we're wanting to do this for fun. Do we want to monetize this opportunity?
Well, we didn't even know how much there could be monetization for it, period. I mean, it was one of those like unknowns that it wasn't something that we're actually going and
is that our primary focus here?
No.
Is that our goal here? Is that our goal even if that becomes an opportunity is my question. Like this is literally what we talked about is like, okay, so if we can get, some of those potential sponsors in front of people who are listening, who build sheds, sell sheds, haul sheds, of course, we want to be able to promote your product and we want to be able to stay friendly to everyone who's in the industry, because we believe a rising tide lifts all boats.
And we even say, we've had a few people reach out to us, a few different companies. We've reached out to some as well.
Yeah.
Because
put a filler out there.
Yeah. To see if there's any type of,
opportunity.
Whether we get sponsors or not, we're going to keep doing the show because that's who we are and that's what we want to do. Right. So,
and we've talked about having them on. I mean, we are going to have, some people on that we don't work with necessarily in sponsorship, but we're like, hey, we want to know let's talk about your product. Let's get you on the show.
Yeah.
Let's talk to your salespeople or let's talk to whoever and just have a discussion and say, what if it's in some ways I think, well, some of these names I'm like, have someone not heard of you that's in the shed industry, but has heard of the podcast? That would be even more humbling because I'm like, guys, you guys are like, great product. Tell your listeners what you have, what's coming out, what's new. We want you to be able to share that type of information with those who are listening. So again, not a primary focus of ours, but
We still have full-time jobs.
we do have
Yeah.
full-time jobs. We have to be accountable to those.
We do.
Don't we?
I mean, Dave's like cracking the whip all the time.
Slave driver, isn't he?
Yeah. Although he did say, remember he said something about, if we could mention Smart Pay in an episode, he'd give us like $25 each time we said.
If we said Smart Pay?
Every time we said Smart Pay.
He'd give us $20 to say Smart Pay?
Yep, Smart Pay.
Did he say that?
He did. I'm pretty sure. So
Just to say Smart Pay?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was Smart Pay, I think is what he said. So that's like $150 right there. So
that's pretty smart.
Pay is what we need to get for saying those words.
He will not give us a dime.
Oh, no.
He's going to say, go earn your money.
He's laughing right now, listening like, you guys are idiots.
Yeah, go earn your money. Are you on the clock right now? Get off the microphone.
Don't worry, Dave. It's Saturday.
We just said his, like, Tyler Ayers tomorrow. He's going to be like, wait a minute. Something's not adding up here. You guys are on the clock.
I was hoping he wouldn't put those two things together.
No, we really appreciate him and his support behind this. We really didn't even ask him. Maybe that's a problem. But we were like, hey, did we tell you we're doing a podcast, by the way? And he's like,
he helped us get Gideon Zook. Him and the donut.
Yeah, he encouraged Gideon, he said basically to help in mentorship for young people. And the truth is, that's exactly what I took away from it.
Yep.
Like, how many people listen to Gideon and were like, that's the thing. Like, this dude's been in it for a long time. And, me and you are results of those types of efforts. I mean, we've reached out to some other companies, and guys, we're really hoping to be able to bring some of them on at some point, because I can think of a lot of companies that they're just phenomenal, great companies, and they've got a really strong name in the industry, and we want friendship with them and with their marketing people and with their managers, and we want to let them know that we're friendly fire here. That's just on their side, wanting to see their business go further. And what's Dave say? Take it to the next level. We want to take this to the next level. Take 2021 to the next level.
So a funny backstory that I've had a few people ask me about is, like, how did you get Gideon? Mm-hmm. Like, was there really a donut? Like, yes. And there really was. So just to let everyone know, Gideon, at the bash, they brought, for whatever reason, there was like 20 boxes of donuts. Yeah.
And I think the donut truck left.
And then they brought the 20 boxes of donuts up by the stage.
By us.
Well,
the natural place to bring donuts.
Our equipment, yes. Our equipment was right next to the stage, and we're doing interviews. And actually, we were talking to Richard, and whoever's, heard it by now, but Gideon interrupted the interview.
Yeah.
And
it was so natural.
Yeah. And he's like, what are you guys doing? And we're like, we're doing a podcast. He's like, oh, okay. And it's like, well, you can get on if you want. And he's like, no, that's okay. I'll see. So he went and talked to Dave. And so I walked over there after we were done with Richard and kind of introduced myself. And Dave was trying to get him to come on. Yeah. And I noticed that he started walking towards the donuts. And so when I walked over there, I said, well, get in. You can't have a donut unless you like get on the show. And he was like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah. It was so cool. He just,
and then he put it in the interview, which is even better.
He was a natural comedian.
Yes.
I loved it. And we've gotten good feedback from his episode, from Richard's episode already. So we're already overwhelmed. We're already appreciative, humbled, thankful for the responses that we have seen. We'd ask that you guys would continue to follow us. We do have a website live now.
Yes.
That's something we didn't have before.
You can actually listen to all the episodes on the website too. You don't have to be on Apple Podcasts or anything like that. And it still like tells us where the listeners are coming from. So, like go on the website, shedgeek.com. You can subscribe to the podcast on there. You can also subscribe to our email communications that we send out. Usually we send an email out right before an episode airs, trying to figure out if that's the best thing to do, or if it maybe needs to be once a month or once every 2 weeks or something. But
we've kept it very fluid.
Yes.
Like, I think that not like limiting ourselves has been probably the best decision that we've made, because we keep it fluid and we keep it real, and we just, we've got maybe 5 or 6, interviews lined up.
Yes. Yep.
That we're actually getting ready to perform. So we've got about 4 or 5 getting ready to come out.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll start doing the next round of potential interviews probably in 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Yep.
So we'll get everybody lined out. So yeah, I mean, we're going to be at probably at least 26 shows for a calendar year, even though we didn't start, in January, and that may increase for 2022.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many cool things coming up. So they're going to do, Arlen's doing the truck, like,
yes.
the shed hauler truck,
Yes.
like they're going to do the auction there in South Carolina. So if it works out, I'm going to try to go out there. Maybe both of us can go if it works out, and we'll be out there to do maybe a couple interviews. I think we're going to miss the barbecue.
I'll be at
bash.
the barbecue.
Are you going to be there?
I'll be in Oklahoma, but of course I won't have equipment or anything like that. But yeah, look me up.
Yeah.
The Geek will be there. You can tell
Meet
me.
the Geek.
Meet the Geek. You can tell me all the things that I've done wrong so far. And I'm okay. I'll listen to you.
If you don't, I will.
Yeah.
So
as long as you listened, I'm okay.
The Super Bowl. I mean,
the Super Bowl. We're going to the Super Bowl.
No. Well, the Super Bowl of the shed industry.
Oh, okay.
I guess you would say in September, October.
October, I believe. Yeah.
In Grand Rapids, we got the Shed Expo coming up.
Guys over there at Shed Builder Magazine putting that on, Marty and Matt.
Yeah.
And love those guys.
Phenomenal, like what they're doing with the expo, and I think it's going to be like every year now instead of every 2 years. So that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Me and you enjoyed our times going.
Yeah.
I think our first one was in Hopkinsville,
Kentucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were young pups to the industry for sure. We were dealers.
We were dealers
at that time.
Yeah.
I mean, not that long at that point. I mean, a few
No,
months.
I had like a little bit of history and procurement and things like that before, so I knew about product. I was I had learned about some different products and stuff. So that stuff was sort of familiar when I showed up. But in terms of like how much we've grown from then to now, it only makes me curious to know what's going to happen from now.
It's
in that amount of time.
It's also crazy to know how many people in this industry were actually there when we went
that we didn't
know and that we know now, right?
Dave.
Like even Dave was there.
Dave was there.
And we met Irvin and Nelson.
Yeah, we met. We knew them, but we sort of met them there.
There were a ton of people that like were there that now we
know or talk to.
Yeah, like even people that I work with, like as manufacturers that were there, that I've signed up and talking to them in the past, like, oh yeah, I was at the one in Hopkinsville, and I'm like, I was there too, and he's like, oh, that's my first one. I was like, that's my first one too, So, and then we had the one in Cincinnati area, which I know that you were there for SmartPay at the time, and I was there as a vendor, or not a vendor.
You were there. You were working. You were working the job.
Yes. At
the time. So you were just kind of, and so we had worked together even before then.
Yep.
So that was really cool. I like the one in Cincinnati, like that was really cool.
We met
Northern Kentucky there.
That was when I was introduced to some people at Haley Paint, because I was working for a company who was looking into possibly switching over. But like,
are we shamelessly plugging Haley like we are, Friendly City Creative? Did I just look at the bottom of the cup?
You did.
Because I forgot.
Jason Evie.
I
remember. Yeah.
SmartPay. $20. Give me my money, Dave.
No, I mean, it was just, it's cool because we've had conversations with Haley recently about just different things. And we've had, so many people there that we're having conversations with now that we didn't know before. And it's weird how just in that short time, how much different, you know what I mean? Like,
so you know what the Shed Geek opened up for me that changed my perspective on like the shed industry is like not just working in one segment of it. So working in sales before, having a lot before. Me and you even technically had a truck and a trailer for a very short time.
We did.
But we had one. We've helped on building sheds. We finished our own office.
Yeah, we've escorted buildings.
Yeah, escorting buildings. Like we've been out there in the field, right?
Done
like
repairs.
Oh gosh, the repairs. Yeah, those are always the funnest.
Yeah,
those are always the funnest.
Yeah.
So like we've what it's opened up for me is like it's hard to do like this show and we've said this before, we don't make our living off of this, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like we haven't even thought about the monetization aspect of it to a large extent. We're just letting it happen organically and naturally. But we do make our living in this, and we do work in Rentown.
Yep.
We focus a lot, and we take a lot of pride in that because we like to talk about sales philosophy, like you heard with Richard Miller. We like to talk about just, the whole process and partnering with, right? So what it opened up for me is like there's a lot of companies that do like an internal RTO process that always think, maybe it's not best to stop there because they have their own process. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I'm not there to get their business.
Yeah.
I just remembered like
I'm
actually there to be a friend and to be an ally and to help them in the industry in any way. So, I'm just a salesperson. I don't order anything. So I'm not going to be interested in learning about the product. No, but you're going to sell the product eventually.
Yep.
So it's good to know about the product.
Yep.
And you might hear about that here on the show. But it's just friendly. You get to be friendly because you show up and you're like, hey, guard down. I'm just here to talk about sheds, man.
Yeah.
I'm literally just here to talk about sheds and to know you.
Yep.
And
I'm putting my Rentown hat down.
Yeah.
And I'm talking to you about
about sheds, about life, about literally just stopping and saying, hey, I was on vacation or something and I saw your shed lot and what do you guys sell anyway? Oh, okay. Yeah. I've heard of you guys. And
the problem is, or not the problem, the thing is we did that before we started working Rentown.
Yeah, that's true. That's why we were Shed Geeks.
Yeah. Just stop in someone's lot and talk to them. And you just introduce yourself. Oh, I'm a salesman for so-and-so. And oh, okay. What are you doing over here? We're on vacation. And,
we noticed you sell sheds and we sell sheds and we don't even compete with you. We're 400 miles, 500, 600 miles away from you. But, hey, what are you doing that works? And, what about this process? And do you guys ever do that? And the next thing you know, they're like, oh yeah, I've done that before. I've been in this situation. And you're like, what's your thoughts on that? So that's where we think the podcast can help out because it'll reach you at any point that you're in this industry.
Yeah.
Whatever involvement you have in the shed industry, there's a possibility and a home for you.
You did see that Jason Kaufman said he wants to be on the podcast.
I saw it.
Right.
We're gonna hold him to that.
So
right?
he is being held to that.
Him
so
and Sam.
All you haulers out there, like that love Jason or hate Jason, whichever, and Sam, you need to be like prodding them to get on here because they're going to be on the show.
Yeah.
Like they have to be.
Yeah, they'll definitely.
We wanted to do it at the bash, but
it got late.
It got really late, and
I wanted to talk about that. You really brought something up that made me think about something. Me and you have been involved in other projects outside of the shed industry before. We were involved with trying to get a faith-based rehabilitation effort started in our area from our experience with working with those in faith-based rehabilitation and trying to heal, trying to bring fathers home, right? Trying to bring families together. And we have organized a 500 seat banquet before, me and you.
Yep.
And we know the pressures that exist. They blew it out of the water, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Year 3, phenomenal.
They were amazing.
Phenomenal bash. If you weren't there, you missed out. If you're a hauler, be there. It's worth it. It's worth showing up, the camaraderie. I mean, I don't identify myself as a hauler. I know we tried getting into that for a small time, and I just really appreciate what they do. Mm-hmm. But the brotherhood that they have is legit.
Yes.
Right? Like,
I mean, it's when you can see on Facebook, if you're part of the Shed Haulers page, and someone's broken down in Virginia or wherever, and then you have a guy that's 100 miles away, and he said, I'll be there in, a few hours to help you, to help a competitor. Like, he's not even like on the same team. Like they're kind of competing for business, and the brotherhood through that is, oh man, it's amazing. They've done a great job. I loved our time there, man. The bash was unbelievable. You have, the competitions, all the judges out there, Josh Stover out there talking about just different things. He's looking all cool in his sunglasses, he's just like, he's the man out there. But no, I think it's supposed to be in Utah next year, maybe. So maybe that'll be cool.
Well, we'll look forward to being there. Like
Maybe it'll be a Shed Geek, like, sponsored bash.
Ooh.
That'd be cool.
Think we can sponsor it?
Yeah.
Does that mean we bump our boss out of the
Yeah.
spot?
Wouldn't that be cool?
You think he'll pay for it? And
Sorry.
we can just use our name.
Dave, if you're listening,
It's pretty good. We need to get him on the show
make
at some point.
Make this part of the addendum for the Zoom call next week.
Do you think that, like, if do you think that if we get enough pressure around him, people will say, Dave, you got to go on the show. You got to go on the show. Like, he'll do it.
No, I don't think he will.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
I don't think he likes us. So,
well, can you blame him?
No. We all know Sam's the favorite. So.
Oh yeah, Sam is the favorite. There's no doubt about it. You know what? To be honest with
Sam's
you,
my favorite.
I like Sam
I said
too.
before you did.
I kind of like Sam too. That dude's legit. Like, he's for real. Like, I've sat drinking coffee before whenever we went and met overnight, and I just talked to him about family and talked to him about life, and like what you see is what you get. Yep. Like, behind the scenes and everything. So yeah, I've known him, I guess, for some time. I guess I sent him a message a few years back. And the other day, I sent him something on Messenger, and he said, "Oh, look here, you sent me a message like 2 years ago." And I was like, "Well, thanks for the response." Better late than never.
He's probably like, I don't know who this person is. I'm not talking to him.
I'll delete him. It looks weird.
Sam, yeah, we go back a little ways, but no, that's the thing with this industry. If you're in it long enough, you're just gonna run into the same people.
Yeah.
and new people. I'm excited. We're still looking for. We do have a new salesperson, right?
Yeah, we have a sales professional we're going to interview, but we want
a hauler.
A hauler.
And what else do we want?
We want a new builder. We need to get someone who's starting out in building. I may have a guy in Tennessee. We'll see.
Okay.
There's at least a loose conversation happening there. But basically, what we want to do is we want to follow your journey.
Yes.
We put it out about a month ago or so that we want to see somebody new from each one of those categories so that we can follow your journey throughout the year 1, year 2, year 3. We want to see what your expectations are now of the shed industry versus what they become in year 2, 3, 4, 5, because ours have changed.
Yep. How much the life has sucked out of you if you're a salesperson after year 2. You're like, I've done a year of, is this available?
Is this available? I was about to say, all we have to do is say a couple of things for the salespeople for them to be like, oh, dude, you're right on the money. Like
30 comments in a row. Is this still available?
Is this still available? Do you have more photos?
What's the biggest building I can get?
Yeah, there's so much. There's so much. They hit those automatic buttons, right? Like, so they hit those
$600 a month. What can I get for $100 a month and the biggest one possible?
Yeah.
Not a building.
The customer always comes in with the path of least resistance, yes. Right? Like, I want champagne on a beer budget, right?
Yep.
I'd
like a 3-bedroom house.
Can I get that for a
delivered to me
1-bedroom house cost
for $100 down and $50 a month? Remember our customer?
Oh, $50 a month.
$50 a month. I don't care if you give it to me for 10 years.
My wife said I can spend 50.
$50 a month.
What if we can get you to 55?
No, can't do that.
My wife says I can spend $50 and $50 is
I'll sign a contract for 10 years.
But I can only spend $50.
We were like, sorry, buddy, we can't sell you a building.
Yeah, that was a tough sale. We've got some stories. I'm sure some of those will come up.
Can sell you a picnic table.
Yeah. Oh man, you remember the picnic tables? Yeah,
it's always fun.
Yeah, we feel like we've been there. We've seen some of that. We're not like we've been there, done that. So we don't know it all. We know what we know, right? Yeah, we know what we experienced, and those we can tell. Yeah, but there's so many other stories out there. I think that others will have that they can tell us about too. Yep. And we get to experience those together because every salesperson that I've talked to, it's the same stuff. And because we started growing more with some other business, some of the other companies we worked for, we did get to experience some of the other parts, not just sales. We got to experience, procurement. We got to experience the ordering and what lumber prices are doing right now, right?
Yeah.
You know, those are conversations that are real,
Yep.
and we want to know about them, and we want people to talk about them and try to learn from them. And the whole idea is to lift others in love, right? Like
Yes.
that's what we got from the Richard Miller.
Love thy neighbor.
Love
is
thy
what
neighbor, you know? So it's like, how do we, like, even if I succeed, it doesn't mean I want you to fail.
Yeah.
I want you to succeed too. It's like, I saw something on Facebook the other day and it said, you know, you can't compete with me because I want you to win too.
Yeah.
And I shared that because I identified with that. I want to see you do well too. I don't just want to see me do well, and that means that you fail. Let's do well together.
Yeah.
And I think there's room in this industry, and we're seeing that because we're seeing record numbers now in 2021.
It's crazy.
That we weren't seeing in 2020. And who would ever say that 2020 was a bad year?
Yeah.
No one. It was great. So we're already seeing numbers that are, you know, superseding that. I don't know. We're excited. We're trying to be as genuine as we can. We're trying to bring you real life. We're trying to bring you entertainment about what we do in the shed industry, but we're also trying to bring you information that you can use. So
yes, I was going to do the tagline, but I forgot it. So information
you can use and entertainment you need.
We need to think of something better than that.
Well,
someone give us a better idea.
yeah. Shoot us a tagline. What we need to say. Someone will probably send in just like two goofy idiots talking on the microphone.
How about you guys shut up? And that's okay. That means you listened. So well, joke's on you.
It has been a lot of fun. We're going to continue to do this, see where it leads, continue to, I always say, create opportunity. I don't know if I've even mentioned this on the podcast. I say it so much and you've heard it so often that, I say all the time that God, shows us his creativity. Yep. He shows us his personality within the first 6 letters of words of the Bible. In the beginning, God created. He was creative. And if we're made in his image, I think we're made to be creative. And I always say all the time, people can't steal your creativeness away from you if you don't allow them to. Because even if they take an idea or make it better, that's okay because you have more ideas. Yeah. And that's one thing that people can't take is your creativity. So continue to be creative is always my message to people. Just think outside the box, do something that's different, and embrace that, embrace the change, assess the risk, move forward. Yep. It's a short life. So
do you want to say if you, and I'm just coming back to it, but if you want to be a sponsor, you want to be a guest, you want, a general question about the show, go onto our website, and at the very bottom, there's a contact us form. You just put in the subject line what you want, and it automatically sends an email to us, and we can reach out to you. So we'll put that in the notes too. But go to the website, because tell us what you think about the website. We tried to make it simple, easy, and fun all at the same time. So
yeah, I think it reflects our personalities well.
Yeah.
So yeah, anything else you got to add? I don't know, man. I'm just genuinely just me and you here talking. I'm overwhelmed. I think it's the right timing. I'm excited, and I don't forget where the talents come from, and I know that, and I don't ever not appreciate people listening and to hear what we would have to say.
As our buddy in London would tell us, it's been fun. It's been real fun.
It's been real fun.
We have fun. We got fun. Yeah. We have fun. So
thank you guys for listening. Please continue to promote, like our Facebook page, visit our website, do all that stuff, and order something from where?
Friendly City Creative. Way to go, Jason.
Thanks, Jason. We really appreciate it. Catch you guys next time. I'm going to do the woo this time. Let me do the woo.
No, you're not going to do the woo.
I want to do the woo.
No, you're not going to do the woo, man. Just read from the script.
For more information or to know more about the Shed Geek podcast, visit us at our website at shedgeek.com.
Or follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or our YouTube channel at the handle at Shed Geek Podcast.
To be a guest on the Shed Geek podcast, visit our website and fill out the Contact Us form.
To suggest show topics or ask questions you want answered, email us at info@shedgeek.com.
Woo!
That was terrible. That's why you don't do the woo.
Nailed it.